first quarterback to lead their team to an 80-yard touchdown drive or longer on their first drive of their first career start since Patrick Mahomes did it. That's right, Giants fans. You've got Patrick Mahomes at quarterback.
After years stuck in quarterback purgatory, Giants fans finally have a reason to get loud again because of Week 4, a new era begins in New York. So buckle up, Big Blue. It's Jaxson Dart time. The Giants open the season riding a roller coaster with Russell Wilson under center, outside of one massive Week 2 performance against the Cowboys, where he threw for over 400 yards and 3 touchdowns in a wild shootout. Wilson has looked completely lost 2 of the first 3 weeks, ending without a single touchdown pass and added in 2 costly interceptions and most importantly 0 wins over that time. An 0-3 start was all Brian Daboll and the front office needed to see here. Meanwhile, Jaxson Dart lit up the preseason, flashing poise, energy, and a spark this franchise has been missing for years. And that momentum, combined with the Giants' desperate need for change, has led to a bold decision here. Russell Wilson to the bench, and Jaxson Dart officially named the starter in Week 4 against the Los Angeles Chargers.
There are moments when you're like, dude, that looks like early Josh Allen. That looks like early Lamar Jackson.
Go to hell.
Like Baker Mayfield. Baker's always been, one of the things like crazy fearless. And Jaxson plays that way. Like, it's that stereotypical everybody else around him is better because of him.
And Jaxson Dart absolutely balled out in his debut, delivering the biggest upset of Week 4 by taking down Justin Herbert and the undefeated Chargers. This wasn't just a win, it was a statement, a message to the entire NFL. There's a new culture in New York, and teams better be ready for Jaxson Dart and this electric Giants offense. So smash the like button if you're excited about Jaxson Dart and Cam Skattebo this year, and please subscribe if you're new to the channel. We're trying to get to 1K before the new year. I do appreciate all the support, and I've always believed in Jaxson Dart's upside coming out of Ole Miss. But let's be real, I did have doubts about throwing him straight into the fire against the Chargers defense. Coming in, they ranked 8th in total defense and only allowed just 276 yards per game, so LA was no easy debut, and instead of cracking under this intense pressure, Dart shocked the NFL and me for that case, leading New York with poise, toughness, and raw athleticism in a gritty 21-18 upset win. Right from the jump, Brian Daboll and Dart came out swinging with a masterful first drive script. The Giants marched 89 yards in 9 plays, mixing RPOs, quick hitters to Malik Neighbors, and a steady dose of Dart and Cam Skattebo in the run game. And this balance kept LA guessing, and Dart capped it off with a 16-yard rushing touchdown, flashing his elite dual threat ability immediately. And the defense fed off that energy. Late in the first, Dexter Lawrence grabbed his first career interception off Justin Herbert, rumbling 37 yards before Herbert himself dragged him down to 3. And the Giants turned it into a field goal to go up 10-0, seizing early momentum against the Chargers. But not everything went New York's way. Just 6 minutes into the second quarter, tragedy struck. Malik Neighbors went down with a torn ACL after leaping for a dart pass. You could tell right away he was wincing in pain. It was a serious injury. Losing their number 1 receiver and Dart's most trusted target is a devastating blow moving forward. But still, the Giants held strong. Up 13-3 late in the half, with the costly Abdul Carter offsides on 4th down, gave Justin Herbert one more shot, and he made them pay, hitting Quentin Johnston for a 36-yard touchdown to cut it to 13-10 going into the half. After halftime, the Chargers looked ready to take control of this game. Amarian Hampton bulldozed through defenders on a key 3rd and 1, but second-year corner Drew Phillips flipped that momentum with a clutch interception on Justin Herbert, making it 2 on the game so far. And Dart capitalized on this momentum shift, connecting with Theo Johnson on a 3-yard shovel pass touchdown. Then Skattebo powered into a 2-point conversion to make it 21-10 late in the 3rd. But the Chargers weren't done yet. Hampton broke loose for a 54-yard touchdown, and Herbert muscled it in for a 2-point conversion to trim it to 21-18. Then came the defining stretch. Early in the 4th, the Chargers stuffed the Giants at the goal line, keeping it a 1-score game. But when Herbert had the chance to take the lead, New York's pass rush came alive. With under 4 minutes left, Brian Burns buried Herbert with a massive 16-yard sack on 3rd and 9, the game's turning point. From there, Dart and this offense managed the clock perfectly, leaving Herbert desperate for one final miracle. He hit Johnston once more, but time ran out before the Chargers could reach scoring range, and the Giants walked off with a stunning 21-18 victory, and more importantly, a new identity. Jaxson Dart proved he's worthy of first-round hype, showing composure, toughness, and raw athleticism that can redefine this franchise. So I hope you're excited, Giants fans. The Jaxson Dart era has officially begun.
I call Jaxson Dart. The league officially has another superstar.
Then for his second start in Week 5, the Giants took on the New Orleans Saints, and the lights were bright inside this Superdome. And early on, it looked like the Giants were ready for the moment. From the opening drive, Jaxson Dart looked composed and in control. New York came out firing, orchestrating a near-perfect series, capped by a short touchdown strike to Theo Johnson to take an early 7-0 lead. The defense followed with a solid stance, forcing a field goal on the New Orleans Saints. And midway through the second quarter, Dart found Johnson again, this time on a 15-yard touchdown, and just like that, the Giants were up 14-3. Energy was high and momentum was on their side, and for a moment, it felt like Brian Daboll's young team was about to make another statement win in New Orleans. But in an instant, everything flipped. The Saints answered with a long 53-yard field goal, trimming the lead to just 8. Then the absolute dagger. Spencer Rattler uncorked an 87-yard bomb to Rashid Shaheed, electrifying the Superdome and silencing the Giants sideline. Just before halftime, one more field goal pushed New Orleans ahead 16-14, and in a matter of minutes, New York's double-digit lead had vanished. And from that point on, the Giants never recovered. The second half turned into a nightmare of self-inflicted wounds. 5 straight drives ended in turnovers. Dart was stripped once, picked off twice, and the offense completely unraveled. Then came the moment that sealed it all. Rookie running back Cam Skattebo lost the ball near the red zone, and the Saints safety Jordan Howden took it 86 yards the other way for a touchdown. What was once a tight battle turned into a 26-14 avalanche, and the Giants just couldn't climb out of it. Defensively, New York had no answers here. 0 sacks, barely any pressure. Spencer Rattler had all day to throw the ball, and the Saints offense methodically drained the clock, while the Giants offense sat helplessly on the sideline. When the final whistle blew, the scoreboard told the story, 26-14. A game that began with promise ended in frustration, a reminder that talent alone is not enough in the NFL, not without discipline, coaching, and the ability to finish. If the Giants want to stay in the fight this season, it starts with cleaning up these turnovers, generating pressure up front, and playing with more poise in critical moments. Because this team has the potential to do it. They just need to learn how to sustain it.
He would give me one word to describe what you think Jaxson Dart brought to the Giants yesterday.
Juice. Dart and Skattebo brought juice to the Giants.
After a tough loss to the Saints, a game plagued by mistakes and turnovers, all eyes were on the New York Giants heading into Week 6. The stage couldn't have been bigger. Thursday Night Football, under the bright lights of MetLife Stadium, facing the reigning Super Bowl champion, Philadelphia Eagles. The excitement around Jaxson Dart was building, but Vegas isn't sold yet. The Eagles entered as 7.5-point favorites, and most people didn't give the Giants a shot. But Dart had other plans. He went out there and proved every doubter wrong, showing the world that he has that rare it factor, the kind that separates good quarterbacks from franchise cornerstones. And in front of a national audience, he didn't just compete with the Super Bowl champs, he outdueled them. But they didn't just win this matchup, they absolutely dominated, handing the Eagles a statement loss, 34-17. From the opening whistle, this felt different. Giants came out aggressive, confident, and poised, like a team announcing a new era in New York. And Philly struck first with a Jake Elliott field goal, but the Giants wasted no time answering back. Jaxson Dart, showing that dual threat flair, broke the pocket and took off for a 20-yard touchdown run to put New York on top 6-3. And just a few minutes later, he found Wan'Dale Robinson on a 35-yard catch and run to make it 13-3. And remember, this is the Giants team without Malik Neighbors for the rest of the season, and without Darius Slayton for this game. Yet Dart didn't blink. He trusted his young receivers and kept attacking that secondary. And the Eagles respond with a Jalen Hurts touchdown pass to Dallas Goedert, trimming this lead to just 13-10. Then you add in a short goal line plunge by Jalen Hurts, briefly giving Philly the lead, 17-13. But that was the last moment of control for the Philly offense, because from this point forward, it was all the New York Giants. Then late in the second quarter, Cam Skattebo began his breakout night, punching in a 4-yard score to reclaim that lead before halftime. Giants are now up 20-17 before the break. Then came the second half of total domination for the New York Giants. The Giants defense flipped the switch here and shut out the Eagles over the final 2 quarters. Jalen Hurts was under siege all night long, sacked 3 times, hit countless others, and constantly forced off his spot. Brian Burns leading the charge with 2 sacks, showing exactly why New York brought him in. Relentless pressure, collapsing pockets, and forcing mistakes is his forte. And even when Philly tried to lean on the run game with Saquon Barkley, New York's front 7 slammed that door, holding him to just 12 carries for 58 yards, and only a couple of explosive plays early in the game. Then midway through the third, Dart led a balanced 9-play drive, capped off by another Skattebo touchdown, his second of the night. Fast forward to the fourth, it was deja vu again. Another short yardage score for Skattebo, making it 3rd touchdown of the game, stealing the 34-17 win. And the final dagger came from the Giants defense. Cordell Flott had a 68-yard interception return off Hurts, ending Philly's last real chance to rally in this game. Offensively, Dart was calm and efficient. 17 of 25 for 195 yards, a passing touchdown, and another on the ground. He used his legs when he needed to, kept drives alive, and made smart reads under pressure. But we cannot move on from this game without emphasizing the fact that Jaxson Dart needs to learn how to slide. His rushing ability is elite in this game, and I do not want him to move away. But if he continues to take the hits that he's taking right now, he is not going to last as a franchise quarterback. And Cam Skattebo, I mean, he might just be my favorite rookie running back to come out of this year. He's an absolute wrecking ball. 19 carries, 98 yards, and 3 touchdowns, powering the Giants to 3 straight second-half scoring drives. And it was without Neighbors or Slayton. The Giants leaned on depth, toughness, and trust from Robinson's early touchdown to Humphrey's clutch first down. And defensively, they were physical, disciplined, and aggressive. 3 sacks, constant pressure, and 0 points allowed in the second half. The Giants didn't just beat their divisional rival. They controlled every phase of this game. The pass rush overwhelmed Jalen Hurts. The secondary locked down late, and Jaxson Dart proved he's more than just a young quarterback. He's the leader of his new era in New York. A 34-17 win in prime time marked a turning point in New York. Under the brightest light on a national stage, the Giants showed us what this new era looks like, and it all starts with Jaxson Dart.
Jaxson Dart and Skattebo, 4, 4, and 6 are all over everybody's timeline right now.
Cam Skattebo runs like he's a character out of the Flintstones, and to me, you could start calling the guy Bam Bam Cam Skattebo right now.
Okay, Bam Bam Cam! Bam Bam Cam!
And the future in New York has never looked brighter. With Brian Daboll and Jaxson Dart leading the way, there's a new energy pulsing through the Giants organization. A sense that this team is finally building something real. From the moment Dart took the field, you could feel it. This isn't just a rookie quarterback. This is a leader. He's got the command, the confidence, that dog mentality that fires up everyone around him. And Dart's surrounded by young, hungry talent. Malik Neighbors, the 6th overall pick in 2024, proved he's a superstar on the field, putting up over 1,200 yards on 109 catches with 7 touchdowns, despite shaky quarterback play in 2024. And losing him for the rest of the season does definitely hurt, but the long-term outlook is electric here. He'll be back next year ready to pick up where he left off. And in the meantime, the Giants receiving core, led by Wan'Dale Robinson, Darius Slayton, and Jalen Hyatt, will look to keep the offense afloat, and I wouldn't be surprised if New York hits the trade market for another weapon down the stretch. And New York's backfield is another story of opportunity. 5th-round steal Tyrone Tracy Jr. was flashing serious dual-threat potential before his shoulder injury in Week 3. Now rookie Cam Skattebo, another 5th-rounder, has stepped in and made the most of his opportunities. His speed, toughness, and fearless running style have already made him a fan favorite in New York. And this versatile combo in the run game with Skattebo and Tracy will take pressure off Dart and should open up play-action opportunities. And then, of course, there's Jaxson Dart, the centerpiece, the X factor. His athleticism completely changes the dynamics of his offense. Behind a shaky O-line, his mobility and creativity give the Giants a chance on every snap. Quick passes, bootlegs, RPOs. This is where Jaxson Dart thrives. His running style even mirrors 2024 MVP Josh Allen, lowering his shoulder, fighting for every inch, and refusing to quit. It's inspiring, but risky, of course. NFL defenders hit hard, and Dart already had one big scare that briefly knocked him out for a concussion check. Luckily, he came right back. He'll need to learn when to slide and protect himself if he wants to be the long-term guy in New York. And hovering over all of it, Brian Daboll's job. After a brutal 0-3 start and Russell Wilson's embarrassing meltdown against Kansas City, ownership made the call. Wilson's done, and Dart is the future. And the whole front office here, Daboll and Joe Schoen, are both on the hot seat this year. But hopefully this move might just save them. Because make no mistake here, although he struggled his first year, Joe Schoen has been quietly stacking this roster with young talent on both sides of the ball. Up front on defense, the Giants are absolutely terrifying. I mean, Dexter Lawrence, a 3-time Pro Bowler, an absolute monster in the trenches, anchors what might be the scariest defensive line in all of football. His presence alone draws double teams every snap, freeing up Brian Burns and rookie Abdul Carter off the edge. Burns, the former Panther, has been one of the NFL's most consistent pass rushers, 7.5 sacks in each of his first 6 seasons, and he's locked in through 2028. And Abdul Carter, the number 3 overall pick in 2025, is built in the mold of Micah Parsons, explosive, relentless, and ready to make an immediate impact for this team. And behind this line, the linebacker group is absolutely loaded. First, you have Bobby Okereke, the Iron Man who played every defensive snap in 2023. He is the leader and heartbeat of this defense. And I do apologize if I mispronounce his name. You also have Kevin Thibodeau. He continues to evolve into a star after posting 14.5 sacks in his first 25 games. That's the most ever by a Giant to start a career. Then you have Micah McFadden. He's the former 5th-round Jim. He has become a steady, instinctive starter, although he'll miss a few weeks after foot surgery. But when he's healthy, this trio could be one of the most dangerous in the NFL. Then there's the secondary, young, fast, and full of potential. You have Cordell Flott. He brings length and athletic upside entering year 2 on this team, while Paulson Adebo, who was brought over from the Saints, and he adds physicality and press man toughness. And on the inside, you have Drew Phillips. He's clocking a 4.48-40 and boasting a 42-inch vertical, giving the Giants a versatile slot defender who can hang with anyone in the NFL. And at safety, they have the duo of Javon Holland and Tyler Nubin. They balance range and physicality perfectly. So individually, the talent is all there. The question is, can the defensive coordinator Shane Bowen unlock it? His schemes have been criticized for being too soft and conservative, but with this much firepower, there are no excuses left. If Bowen and Daboll can finally get everyone playing to their potential, this defense has the pieces to become elite. So here's the bottom line. The 2025 New York Giants are hungry, young, and battle-tested team with a quarterback who brings life back to the franchise. The offense is raw but explosive. The defense is stacked and ready to dominate. For the first time in a long time, there's genuine belief that the Giants are building something special in New York.
The defense was the story of the day. Everybody's going to talk about Jaxson Dart, but that was the best our defense had looked all year, and especially the front four getting all over Justin Herbert and that banged-up offensive line.
The future of the Giants now runs through Jaxson Dart. His swagger and mobility give New York a new dimension, something Russell Wilson couldn't provide. While Neighbors' loss does hurt, the Giants still have weapons in Wan'Dale Robinson, Jalen Hyatt, and Darius Slayton, with Cam Skattebo emerging as a tough, versatile back. Dart's poise and toughness give Giants fans and Brian Daboll the hope they desperately needed. If Dart continues to grow, this offense can not only save Daboll and Jones Schoen's jobs, but also become the foundation of a new era in New York. And defensively, the Giants are loaded with stars. Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, Abdul Carter, manning down the line, while Bobby Okereke and Kevin Thibodeau bring leadership and pass rushing firepower. The talent is there, but coordinator Shane Bowen's conservative approach has held them back thus far. If the Giants are able to unleash their playmakers, this defense could transform into one of the NFL's most dangerous units. As far as my prediction goes for the 2025 season, I am excited about Jaxson Dart and I do have faith in him long term, but let's be real here, the Giants are staring down the toughest schedule in the entire league. But the Giants are here to compete with Dart and Skattebo leading the charge, but the road gets brutal with the Broncos and Eagles back-to-back these next 2 weeks. Then the Packers and Lions back-to-back in week 11 and 12, all while Dart is missing his top weapon in the passing game until next season. As far as their record goes, I'd set the floor at 5-12, with wins over the Bears, Raiders, and Cowboys as the most realistic locks. On the flip side, the ceiling feels like 7-10 here, if a few matchups swing their way. They've got opportunities against the banged-up 49ers in week 9, and a Patriots team that's improved, but still struggling to find consistency against good defenses in week 13. But I'd actually love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments, so let me know what you think their record's going to be. Go ahead and plant your flag down below in the comments. But yes, the Giants are definitely up against it, but with Jaxson Dart at quarterback, their fight, energy, and potential for upsets make this one of the most intriguing teams to watch in 2025. But that pretty much wraps up this video, so thanks so much for watching. If you made it to the end, smash the like button and subscribe for more football content just like this. But the Red Zone guy is signing out. Have a great rest of your day and see you in the next video.
Celebrity crush. I'll go Madison Beer.